Hey there, everybody. All right, so today it's going to be probably a quick video, although it wasn't quick in real time. I ended up running hardwired cable from my gaming computer through the ground floor uh, all the way to my server rack. It was it was not as easy as it should have been. I couldn't get to the hole, but anyways, we go through that in the video. So I hardwired my desktop PC because I needed it to be a plotter, and transferring the files to the network attached storage over Wi-Fi was just not going to cut it. So in preparation for the Chia pools coming up, I hardwired one of my plotters. The rest of them are all hardwired. We took out the rack and we cleaned up all the cables in the back. We had to reroute the cables properly because some of them were getting caught when I was pulling out the servers. So I fixed that. That took a long time. And of course, we ran the cable. So take a look at the video. Hopefully you like it. And probably the next video I'll do is on Sunday because I'm pumping out videos every day right now and can't keep that up. So enjoy. All right, today guys, we're going to be doing a little bit of hardwiring and cable management of the network. The first thing that I need to do, this is my gaming rig. It typically is actually sitting in the corner at the back there. I don't have any cable strings that I can pull up for the Ethernet, so I'm going to have to drill a hole through the baseboard, and the issue is that that location is at the very corner of my house, which I'm going to show you is all the way downstairs and not close to the router. So I'm going to take you down there real quick. All right, so that's where the cable's going to be dropped from. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to punch a hole right in the corner and have the cable strew down here. Unfortunately, it's going to have to go along the line into the closet and then actually probably underneath this little piece here, this little piece board. I can get it underneath. Then up here into the server room, up and over, and then into the server rack. The next thing we're going to be doing is installing another 10 gigabit switch. I have one 5 port up there, and we're going to be installing the 10 port as well. So I'm going to be removing the whole rack, fixing up the cable management in the back, installing a fan to help with the heat, as well as fixing up the Ethernet cables at the back. So here we go. This is going in there. All right, here's a project update. This took like 5 hours, and I had to drill another hole in order to find the original hole. So the hole on the top right there is the one that I wanted it to come through, but that was through the back of the wall in the basement, and I could not reach it. So I ended up having to do a pilot hole, which is not the end of the world. I'm going to be able to cover that up, but this took me hours to find the hole. Pun intended, I guess. So I'm going to take a quick look downstairs at the fucking mess I made, and then we're going to pull out the rack and we're going to start installing the cable into the new router. So I'll show you guys that in a sec. So I wasn't going to show this, but I'm going to because it shows people make mistakes. So here are the 3 holes. I originally wanted to do one nice clean hole, uh, and there's a lot more to it than just that. Just cleaning up the mess here. But that's okay because this is actually covered up completely. This is also my kid's basement. No one's gonna ever see that, and when I want to, I'll be able to patch that pretty easily. But that was a pain in the ass, and now we're going to be running the cable down here, across, through to the closet, underneath the doorway, through there, and into the server room. Whoa, do you hear that? That's the sound of nothing. Wow. All right. It's all shut down. Updates, Windows updates. I ran Windows updates on all of them. And now we're going to pull it out and fix the cabling in the back and install a new switch so that I can install this new line that I just ran. Look at that. She's pulled out. And that was our last cable management. I'm adding in a bunch more cables, so I'm gonna redo all those zip ties, take them all out. Each one of these power bars is a different circuit, and we're gonna be installing a third power bar here for a third circuit that we have for the last server. So one of the issues that I had with these is pulling them in and out. They would catch over here on something else. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip tie the slack to the back of the servers. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do it, but I can't have this server getting caught on here and then pulling it out. So it looks good, but it gets pretty tangly once you're pulling in and out the racks and working on them. Now we don't have too much more work to do inside the racks, but there's always stuff to do. So easier to say that and not. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to time lapse me undoing all of this stuff and sorting it all out, and then we're going to run with. Oh, it's so empty in there. We're going to rerun this last cable round to the back and replug everything in. So I guess I'm going to do some voiceover while we see me frantically cutting zip ties and getting things ready. Uh, this was a long time coming. I've always wanted to hardwire my gaming computer, but having the plots moving through the Wi-Fi, it was absolutely necessary to have it hardwired. So this gave me an excuse to kind of take everything apart, clean it up, make it a little bit more functional, and make it ready for Chia. Okay, now the new runs are completed. I still have room for a couple more, which are actually in the closet already. So those will get plugged in once I move the rack back. The cable ties for all of the data, everything's labeled. I know it doesn't look like much, but this is how it has to kind of be in order to not have these things snag when you move them in and out. So for instance, Viper moves in and out, and you can see that all these cables are tight. They won't pull, and each one of these servers is able to move. Is able to move without catching on another server. So that's the important part, because every time I was pulling them out, they were catching on the sides here, and now I made sure that there's nothing going to be catching. It doesn't look that clean from the back, but I assure you it works great. All right, everything is up and running again. People are already on my Plex. Viper, Maverick, and Goose are all farming slash Ethereum mining right now, and have extra ports ready for anything else that I need to add. So really happy that I was able to run a hardwired cable to my gaming computer, and now I'll be able to be sure that the plots will go across the network fast.